Extra delicious.
Extra cold.
Extra cold. This week we have with us Montauk Brewing Company. Summer's coming, and it's probably nice to take a drive out from Staten Island to Long Island and to Montauk Brewing Company. And we will try 6 of their beers today and hear a little bit about the brewery. So without further ado, because we don't want any more waiting, let's have some beer and let's hand this over to Miles.
Hey. Thank you so much, Mike. Well, I appreciate y'all having me today. Sorry for the delays. This is my 3rd time to Staten Island, and I guess I got unlucky and I encountered some mechanical issues on the ferry.
It always happens.
Something happens. So I apologize, and I really appreciate y'all waiting around. So we got some beers for us to try, and I'm excited for you guys to partake in some liquid that my brewery has made. Well, I work for the brewery, but the brewmaster has made. So yeah, Mike, we're gonna start off with our surf beer. A little bit about the brewery? Okay, yeah, absolutely. So Montauk's a pretty young brewery. It was started in a barn in 2012. A couple buddies from Montauk, Vaughn and Eric, they grew up out there, and Vaughn's dad was a carpenter and owned a barn right in the center of town. And always had a passion for beer and, beer bringing people together. And Eric went to brewing school actually out in Colorado, so he started having some experience making beers. So the two of them, Vaughn and Eric, and a couple of their close friends, decided, hey, let's make this thing happen. Let's try to start a brewery. So that's kind of how this grassroots brewery began. In 2012, they were literally like barn brewing and just kind of kegging and distributing just to the local town. And they used to deliver kegs on bicycles. They'd set up like a little trolley connected to their bicycles, and they'd literally just bike down the beach pass to deliver the kegs to the various bars in Montauk and the Hamptons. So yeah, that was really simple early days, and that was about 11 years ago. So they've come a long way since then. I'm honored to be a part of the team, and they're all about just making sure we get fresh liquid. Generally, all the beers are on the lighter side because Montauk is very much a beach community, so they wanted the beers to represent that. Very, very important to the brewmaster, Eric, and to Vaughn. He's kind of in charge of the marketing. I don't know if you guys have seen the Instagram page, but he built that. It was pretty spectacular how the Instagram page kind of helped with marketing for the company, because when they launched in 2012, they didn't really have a huge following yet, but I want to say when we launched in New York City in 2015, we had about 5,000 followers on Instagram, which is great. It was really nice for only being out on Long Island. But after a few years, the city really reciprocated and took to the brewery, and that number jumped to like 50,000 followers within a few years. Now they're over 100. So yeah, come a long way. A lot of it was just kind of grassroots, just hitting the pavement and going from bar to bar and just kind of telling the story and making new innovations and new liquid. The beer we're gonna start with now is the surf beer. This one is a brand new innovation brew that was made. The recipe was designed about a year ago. It started as a Mexican lager, but they wanted to make something that's a little more approachable. So this is a golden ale, light, crisp golden ale. This is as crushable as they come. It's 4.5% alcohol. Awesome, thank you so much, and I will partake with everyone. So give it a little sniff and cheers, and enjoy enjoy the sip. So I like to call this a 3-sipper, because you can slug it down in 3 sips, 1 sip, right? It's a 3-sipper. I love that. I mean, it's perfect for any kind of session. A surf session, a bike session,
Get drunk session.
get drunk session, whatever floats your boat, you know?
Sure.
Come as you are. It's one of our slogans. And yeah, this we feel is a new addition to our lineup. We're really excited about it. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, you like it? This is the surf beer. And we want to categorize it as a surf beer. So, you know, when you're ordering it, technically it's a golden ale, is its style, but we want it to be like, hey, I'll get a surf beer. See?
Now all you need is somebody to have like to film a commercial with like a guy on a surfboard with like it in his hand, like totally man.
100%.
But I don't know what surf is like off of Long Island. I don't think we get.
There's some great swells off of Long Island.
Ah.
Yeah, and out in Montauk too. There's great surfing. So this is perfect for that. Perfect for a beach day. Yeah, I mean, at any point, if you guys have any questions, even like questions about beer in general, I'm more than happy to answer. Here to. Yes. What was your question? And then I'll answer the hops. That's a really good question. The question was, how long do you have to brew the beer to kind of get this taste and get to, you know, become what is this? Well, the execution of the beer took a little longer because they were trying to figure out what the style was going to be. Originally, it was going to be a Mexican style lager, which you have to use some hops to give it more of like a corn flavor. But they decided to pivot and turn it into a golden ale. It's a little more approachable and lighter too. So that's how this came about. And all in all, you know, from like when you're throwing in grains into the fermenter, this takes probably about 3 weeks to make the batches. And I had to make a lot of it because this literally just launched about 3 weeks ago. So you guys are some of the first people in the city to try it, which is pretty great. Brand new beer. I'm glad that you're able to snag a keg. Yeah, so about 3 weeks. And then to answer your question about the hops, I believe it's just Magnum hops. Let me verify that. Some of our other beers a little more complex. The thing about this beer, this was more, it's closer to a lager. That's why it's so crisp and refreshing.
I was gonna say that it is kind of like a lager.
Exactly. Technically, it's a golden ale.
Is your bike Catholic or this way? Because the lagers, I thought they had to go like
Horizontal.
For horizontal because they had to have less box.
So with this kind of beer, it tastes more like a lager because it is a bottom fermented beer. So it's closer to the lager spectrum, but it's still considered a golden ale, which is a unique style. And also it takes a little longer to make. Traditionally, ales you can make in about 2 weeks, depending on equipment. But the lagers, traditionally you want to lager them for a longer period of time.
Yeah, they take quite some time.
They can take 4 weeks plus, depending on what kind of beer it is. Yes, so this beer is available on Long Island and in the 5 boroughs, draft and in grocery stores. It's in the market. It's in the market. You guys. Oh heck yeah! Hopefully your supermarket can bring on some cans. I'll show you a picture of the can. Here we go. That's what it looks like.
You can always try Beverage Island.
Yes.
Beverage Island has always got like a steady supply of Montauk.
Well, enjoy that. Okay, we're on to our second beer. This is our summer ale. This is one of the first beers that we ever made. This is a special one. This is it's unique for a summer ale. I don't know if you guys have tried summer ales from other breweries.
It's actually one of our favorite beers.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. This one is unique. If you look at the color, you kind of can see the color difference between. Thank you so much. Between the summer ale.
It's more.
Yeah, if anyone wants.
It's more of an amber color.
Exactly. You could say the color. It's closer like on the on that.
Is there
scale.
lactose in it?
No lactose.
Ah, I thought I was getting a cream taste. I guess I was wrong.
Some say it's like a biscuity taste almost.
Yeah.
It's unique in that because a lot of question.
Yeah, just interesting the contrast of just having the surf beer and then this. What would you say is the difference? Because they're both really good, both like easy drinking. So like, summer obviously will come out with seasonal, right? And the golden ales will be year round.
Golden ales can be year round. Surf beer will be our new year round offering.
Different malt bill.
Oh yeah, it's a different malt bill. This uses Sass hops. That I believe is a Czech style hop, which is really good. It uses Magnum hops and Cascade. So Cascade is very popular in a lot of IPAs. And this is also a higher alcohol too. It's about 5.6% ABV, whereas the Golden was 4 or 5. Golden is closer to like a light lager. It is closer on the lager scale. But it technically is an ale.
And you guys use the same yeast? Do you have a proprietary?
That's a great question. Yes, it should be the same yeast. I will find out for sure. But really good questions. The summer ale is one of my favorites too. And it's unique for a summer ale. A lot of breweries make summer ales closer to like light lagers. This one is just a unique style in itself.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Yep, exactly. It's not. That's a really good point. A lot
It's
of
not a
summer
lemon
ales
shandy.
are more citrus. They're shandies. They're more citrus forward. So it's nice to have a kind of unique style of a summer ale. And the cool thing about this beer too is it's only available on draft at our brewery out of Montauk. You can only get cans in the city. That was a unique thing that they wanted to have that appeal. So it would be a good reason for you to go out to the brewery and check out the brewery.
Ah.
There's no fruit in this? You getting fruit on the nose?
You maybe from the notes, yeah. So you're gonna get that from the Cascade hops. A lot of those kind of West Coast hops are gonna have maybe even some fruit-like notes. So you're gonna get that from that. There's no added fruit. This is 4 ingredients.
Oh, like the Weihheitsgebot.
Sorry.
The Weihheitsgebot, like.
Yeah, exactly. They're Heinzgebot. Yeah, it's 4 ingredients. There's no added.
I found out from a brewer, the representative from Carden. It's like actually that was the whole reason that was made for tax reasons, and that most of the time there was a lot of people who didn't even follow the rules.
Yeah, it's true. No, they found ways around the rules. I'll bring that up quickly, but the Reinheitsgebot is a old German purity beer law from over 500 years ago, where in Germany, to officially sell a beer as a beer, it had to only use 4 ingredients, which is water, malt, yeast, and hop. So that was a very strict regulation, still in effect to today. So breweries had to get creative to add fruit to beers. They would make shandies, which is essentially you brew the beer like a Hefeweizen with the 4 ingredients, and then afterwards, after it's fermented and brewed, then you blend it with grapefruit juice or lemon juice. So technically you're not brewing with the fruit, you're blending it later, so you're able to get by the law. And Schaberhopper grapefruit was one of the really famous ones to do that. That's big in Disney. Anyways, we are on to our 3rd beer. Are we on watermelon? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's watermelon, all right. You get it on the nose, right? You get the aroma of watermelon.
I don't know, it smells weird.
Everyone's got their watermelon. There's some summer. If you want some more summer,
I would normally take it.
we're very responsible. Right?
It's nice, but I really don't taste watermelon.
Awesome. So our next beer on the docket is our watermelon ale. This is a session ale. It started out as our session IPA, which was the second beer we made. First beer we ever made was the Driftwood Ale. That has now become a winter seasonal. That's an ESB style beer. So that one is out for the season right now. That was the Driftwood Ale was the first beer we made. Second beer we made was the Session IPA. Had to have an IPA. We want something light. You know, again, the theme of our brewery is we want beach style beers, something that can be is sessionable. You can have multiple of them, still not feel too full or bloated. Want to just nice, easy, clean beers, and that was very important. So Watermelon Session was born from that idea.
If you're gonna be hanging out on the beach, you don't want really strong beers because then all of a sudden you're a little.
Yeah, oh yeah, especially if you're on the beach. Yeah, you get the sun will tire you out. You don't want the beer tiring you out too. This goes great with tacos. That was a fantastic idea, ordering tacos and a little watermelon session ale. So cool thing about this beer is the way I like to describe it. This is a session ale first, and then it finishes with kind of more of a hint of watermelon. So it could be considered a fruit beer. I like to consider it more of a session ale with a hint of watermelon, which I think is better because you still get the beer. It's not like just a fruit shandy beer, which that's its own style. It's its own unique session watermelon ale. Anyways, cheers, enjoy. It's tasting good, tasting real good. The reason it's called a session ale is because it's under 5% alcohol. This clocks in at 4.9, I think. Yep, 4.9. Just shy, just under the benchmark, under the radar. Cool, yeah. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the watermelon ale. This was a cool beer, actually. I remember when we first made this beer. So what we like to do is at the tap room, we call the brew barn. We do our experimental beers there. So if we're testing something new that maybe we want to bring to the market, we'll test it there. And our customers, especially in the summertime when it gets really busy, we like to try new things and see what the customers think. We also have a canning line as well too. So we'll do some unique beers in we call them the Brew Barn series. We'll do experimental beers. So this was one of those beers where like, hey, let's do something unique. And this was, oh man, this was a hit. I remember, before I worked for Montauk, I worked for the distributor SKI, which got a couple members of distributor here tonight. But we got some Crowler samples. Crowler's like that big can. We got some Crowler samples of this like the year before we released it, and it was like kind of secret. Like, this is coming to the market next year. And we were all amped, and this thing flew, and still does to this day. When we test things at the brewery, we choose, the beers that are successful at the brewery, and if they do really well there, we'll bring it to the market and make it year-round offerings. That's how surf beer became a thing. We'll try the tropical ale, the tropical IPA soon. Same thing with tropical, and then watermelon session was one of those beers. Yes, for the winter, cold day IPA. Oh, I love that beer. That beer, that's tasty. It's good IPA, and that will be coming back. That's part of our lineup. We'll make sure that you'll see that again in end of October, November. We'll start to bring the cold day back.
You guys got a good pumpkin ale.
Yeah, you like our pumpkin ale?
Yeah.
Appreciate that, man. That's a.
Cause I find like a lot of pumpkin ales, they put like a lot of spices and stuff into it.
Yes,
where
they do.
It's very overpowering, the spices.
It is.
I really feel that it should be more subtle.
Yep.
I know for a fact, yes, pumpkin is very bland.
Yeah.
And that the only reason why any flavor you associate with pumpkin is the ingredients people put into pumpkin make it have something.
Yep.
Like the nutmeg, the cinnamon, and other like things around it. It's usually when you think of pumpkin, it's usually the additives or like by that point it's additives to
Yep.
make it taste something.
Yep, then definitely wouldn't pass the right hand skip it. And actually, a little fun fact about pumpkin beers to go on a tangent. Generally pumpkin beers in the market, none of them actually have pumpkin in them. They use squash. Squash is much easier to brew with. Pumpkin is the flavor gets really astringent and it loses it. So all these pumpkin beers are generally not made with pumpkin, which is kind of
You
interesting.
mean to tell me big business is lying to me?
They got a way of doing some magic with the hops and the additives, but unique.
Well,
little thing.
I started reading a book on brewing, and they started talking about like additives, and then it was like gelatin from lobster shells or something like that. So is added to stuff. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, there are lobster beers out there. Dogfish Head used to make a lobster chocolate porter, which was very unique. It was, the salinity was very notable.
And the crazy part is because it's like these additives are added at a certain process in brewing the beer. They don't have to list them.
Well, I'm sorry.
When they use like these additives to achieve something in the beer, they technically don't have to list them.
It's true, yes. I mean, there's some circumstances, especially like peanut allergies, because there are a bunch of peanut butter beers out there, and a lot of those peanut butter beers aren't using peanut butter. It's usually a play on malts. Some do. I mean, it's important you ask those questions, but a lot of them don't actually use peanut butter because there are a lot of people with the allergy, and you don't want to risk anything.
Like, I mean, I can totally see that, but I mean, like, if you are highly allergic to peanuts, and the beer says on it, peanut butter,
Yeah.
and you still drank the beer, that's on you.
It would be risky. Good. That's a good point. All right. Well, we all have our next beer. This is our Wave Chaser. I like to call this beer. This is our best-selling beer. This beer is putting food on my family's table. This is a very important beer for the family of Montauk. This was the beer that took us. The Summer Ale kind of started off on our journey, and then the Wave Chaser IPA took us to the next level. This is a 6.4%. I like to call this an East Coast style IPA. It is a hazy IPA, but it's a nice balance between a hazy and a juicy IPA, which is why I think this is so killer. I mean, you get all those fresh hop notes. It is just perfect blend beer. Not too much ABV, but enough so it's sessionable. You can have a few of these. This is a great beer. I've heard a lot of different names for this beer, Wave Crasher, but one of our slogans is chase your wave, whatever it may be in life. So I think I adapt that to my life too. So this is chase your wave. This is a nice beer that gets you there. This is our purple can. A lot of people have. Our can coloring marketing was genius. And it's just all the
I
different
do like the colors.
for
It
each.
looks. It reminds me of like the boat colors you usually see out there,
Yeah.
and the buoy colors.
Oh, yeah, actually, that's a really good point. They are like the buoy colors. This one's our purple can. So hopefully you guys all enjoy this one.
I also love. Beverage Island used to have it. I don't know if they still do. But usually, if you go to a store that's got like the Montauk display, it's the lifeguard chair. I love the lifeguard chair.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we do have the lifeguard chair. We actually started doing a display with you guys all familiar with Cape Cod potato chips?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those chips. Well, Cape Cod potato chips had a big boat display for years, and we made something similar to that for our displays, especially with all our new styles, with surf beer, and we'll try tropical IPA soon. These are new colors, new styles, just adds to it.
That surf beer, you should get like a surfboard company to like license
Yeah.
it to a surfboard company.
Yeah, well, we have some relationships with some companies like that, and big in the surf community, especially on Long Island. So that is a great idea, sir. So, anyways, hopefully you guys are all enjoying.
I'll be taking the royalties.
Don't worry, I got you. Give me all the beers here.
You gotta pace yourself.
I gotta pace myself. Yeah, I try to stagger it. Yes, we're on tropical now. Yes, here we go. Cool. Our next beer is Tropical IPA. This is another brand new innovation. This beer just came in last week, so this one is just like surf. One of the first that we got. So, how's everyone liking their beers so far? Any favorites?
The watermelon one was interesting.
Watermelon? Yeah. Heck yeah, it goes right. It goes great with the tacos, right?
Wow.
That's what I would do. You're smart move.
Very fruity on this one.
Heck yeah. Yeah. What's that? Strawberry? The next one, the tropical. So close. You could get that kind of some berry notes. The main fruit kind of that you're supposed to get from the hops are pineapple and mango from our tropical IPA.
I was second guessing was going to be mango.
But no, you got it though. So this is a 7.3% IPA, so it's a little higher ABV, cranked up a little bit.
This is not a surf and drink beer.
This one is it's really drinkable. So maybe at the end of your surf sesh you'd partake in this one, but still I think a real tasty contribution to our lineup. I like to call this. Is anyone here familiar with the brewery Maine Brewing Company? Maine Brew Company. They're famous for a beer called Lunch.
Yes. I was like, wait, I know. I think I know it.
I'm a big fan of those guys. I've been following them for years. Heck yeah. See? So, funny story. Lunch was named after a whale that got bit, that had a bite in its fin. That's why I call it Lunch. Funny story. But what I like about those guys, they're very much involved in the kind of coastal community out in Maine, the New England, just like us in Montauk, we're the same thing. Very involved in our local community with all sorts of initiatives. Be that the biking community, the surfing community, green communities, the firefighters, first responders. We're huge into that. We do a lot of charities. A lot of the beers that we've made have been towards those charities, so that's very important to us. And this beer, Tropical, was first made a couple years ago, and actually we called it the Green Toucan IPA. The cans were cool; they had a toucan on it, and that's why it's tropical. So that was another Brew Barn tested beer, and it did really well. Did really well at our brewery. So we were like, hey, let's make this happen, and that's where this beer came about. The handle is really cool. You guys ever got the tap handle? It like kind of glows a little bit. It's like this iridescent neon green, dope handle. But anyways, this like Maine Brewing Company, they're famous for their clear IPAs. If you look at this beer, especially compared to the Wave Chaser, which is closer on the hazy scale, this is like a clear beer. Closer to like surf beer. Surf beer is much lighter, kind of in color, but in taste, full flavor. Definitely, I'd say this is more of a medium body, but full flavored beer. This is similar to what the oh yeah, that's good. It tastes good. It's on draft. It's on draft, right? Yeah. Thank you.
This would be an all-day game.
And 7.3% gets you where we want to go.
On a can, just chilling.
Yep. Amen. Yeah. So this is pumped about this one.
Oh, they're fighting again.
No, they're freaking losing them.
Well, they're losing and they're fighting.
Great time of year. We got all the playoffs going on too.
The Knicks are doing pretty well.
The Knicks are doing real well. If you guys are Knicks fans, they're looking good. Oh, okay. We are on to our last but not least. We're on to our last beer. We are on to Project 420.
Ah!
This is a unique beer.
THC?
So this beer does not have any THC in it. Hate to disappoint. That is not legal to mix THC and alcohol in New York yet.
Soon.
It will be a thing in the future, so we hope to be a part of that. And this was an ode to that. This is also an ode to two other things. This beer was made, and we donate proceeds, a chunk of the proceeds, to two green initiatives. One in NYC called Grow NYC, one out in Montauk as well too. We wanted to brew this beer for Earth Day, which was last week, and for 420 as well. For the holiday 420 and also for the time of day 420, just to enjoy the simple things in life. And oh yeah, it smells just like ganja.
I mean, like, this smells like liquid.
The way it's very pungent. So this beer is I don't know if you guys have ever tried, my brewery makes a beer, Juicy IPA, which is the pink can. It's the 16-ounce pink can, which is full of Citra hops. So
like
this is yes, similar to Sloop, our Juicy IPA. That is the base for this beer, and then we add one ingredient which gives it that little extra special kick called terrapins. Essentially, it's a naturally reoccurring component that's found in cannabis plants. So we've removed the THC, but kept the full flavor, the aroma, and the flavor. So that's why you get the taste of cannabis.
Is there CBD in it?
There's no CBD in this.
It smells completely like it.
It does, because it's this component. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I think it's terrapin is the way you pronounce it.
Terrapin.
So that, because of that component, that's why it smells. I've been calling this a hemp IPA, but the base is a Juicy IPA, Citra hopped, and full lot of aromatic flavor. And it does go to green initiatives too, which I think was a great idea. Yeah, hell yeah, a little bit. I'm working on it. Everyone got to try the weed beer? Nice. So, happy belated Earth Day and happy belated 420. You can celebrate at 4:20 a.m. or 4:20 p.m.
It's 420 somewhere.
It's 4:20 somewhere, so we, toast to that. But yeah, there is no THC in this, so if you have sensitivity to those things, you're totally okay. Just an IPA will get you drunk. It will not get you high. And if you guys have more questions, I am all ears. I'm at your service.
Now,
nice. Yeah, you have to try some. Everyone got to try some. You smell it, right? So we only have cans of this. We didn't put this on draft. Have some more. Please have some more.
I really like this one.
So the reason we only do it in cans, we did that for a reason. There are breweries out there that have made beers with more with THC in them, with kind of more of that flavor in them, and it messes up the lines pretty good. You kind of have to replace those lines. So we were very diligent to make sure this is just a can only thing. Didn't want to. Yeah, please try some. Please.
It doesn't taste like it.
It doesn't taste anything like before our course.
It doesn't.
pour as much as you'd like.
I mean, like I've had edibles, and like when you have like a really good edible,
Yeah.
it's there.
Yeah.
You know it's there.
Exactly, the flavor, you get it.
I mean, the only thing is just like, you know, I know that. I mean, I can talk about it now because it's legal in New York. I know that if you wanted to, you have to have
Oh, I can't take it.
alcohol. THC is not soluble in water, but it is soluble in alcohol. So if you have a strong enough beer and you put that in there, it would work. The only problem is, like you said, it's going to gunk stuff up. I also don't think it would taste very good.
You know, it can make it feel a little funny.
I also say I would like if you were going to have THC, however you want to, don't put it in the beer. Don't combine the beer and the THC. That just sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah,
It's
that's exactly why it's not legal because
it just sounds like
it
you're
is
gonna.
in Canada because it's federally cannabis is federally legalized in Canada, but
I can just imagine you're gonna wake. That's one of those things. You wake up and you look at your phone and it's like 20 unread messages and you're like, did I call you last night?
like, who did I call last night? Anyways, yeah, oh yeah, that is super dank. Well,
Do you make it out to the brewery often?
do I?
Have you been there?
Yeah, I have. I don't. It's a little bit of a drive out there. So it can be with the summer traffic, it can be about 3 hours sometimes, but without it, just over 2. So it's not too bad. I do go out there sometimes. I'm the market manager for Manhattan, Staten Island, and Brooklyn. So I'll be your market guy here. And I do go to the brewery now and again. Over the summer, we'll have certain events where we'll need all hands on deck. So I'll be out there with them.
Is it like right on the water?
Yeah. So our brewery is right in the center of town. Right, it's a small town in Montauk. It's there's like a rotary right in the middle of town. We're just right off the rotary, right across from the ball fields. 5-minute walk to the ocean. Like not even. It's gorgeous out there. Yes, the sand dunes.
How many minutes walk from the train?
From the train, it is about a 20-minute walk from the train. Close, it's better, there's cabs there, get a 5-minute. I actually kind of have a similar experience getting off the Staten Island ferry, which was pretty funny.
Yeah, because I mean, like I
Like a 20-minute walk, right? It's about a 20-minute walk from here.
Tell me, I said, if I wasn't going to lose my parking spot, I'd come down and get you.
Oh, that was sweet. That's really sweet of you. I appreciate it. Don't worry about it.
because it's like
Joe helped me out.
I know
Got here.
the Montauk train station is like practically in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it kind
For
of
Montauk,
true is.
For Montauk, you like I have friends and I've had family who live in Long Island. The train station is usually in the middle of town.
Yeah, we're right.
Not Montauk.
Not Montauk.
It is on the outskirts
Well, so
of
there's a
town.
reason behind it. A lot of the land of Montauk is preservation. So, like, there's a lot of laws about building and depending on where certain things are. It's actually another reason, too, why our brewery out on Montauk's pretty small. If you guys ever visit it, it's small.
I've seen
I've
seen pictures. It's just a little red building.
It's a barn. It literally was Vaughn's dad's barn. That's it's in. We have an office on the second floor, but it's a small location. Most of the beer that we're drinking now is not coming from that brewery because we're not legally allowed to build a brewery large enough. Because with a brewery you need a lot of water, and because the Montauk is out on like a peninsula, and there's a lot of Native American preservation out there too. So. That's one of the reasons why our logo is the arrowhead. It's an ode to our community, and a lot of our beer we're not actually able to have brewed all out there, but we do everything is created there. It's the birthplace of our brewery.
They want to keep it light. They have done stouts in the past.
Really glad you brought that up. So we made a scallop stout a few years ago, which is super unique, and it is tasty, man. From fresh scallops, because we have relationships with some scallop farmers out east. So yes, we will have some dark beers. We made a peppermint chocolate stout a couple years ago. It was pretty good. It looked like the can looked like candy canes. So that one might be making a comeback. Keep your eyes peeled. And the cool thing is, if you ever do go to the brewery, we have summer ales available on draft. That's the only place you can get it on draft is out at the brewery. But we'll have some other unique offerings. I don't know. Oh, right now on draft, that's pretty cool. We have a vanilla cranberry ale. It's super tasty. It's slightly tart, but more just like smooth and sweet. It's dangerously crushable. So that one, actually, it's funny. I was working at a beer festival a week ago, and I got someone knew about that beer because they were out at the brewery. And a couple people had known about it, and they were like asking me that you better make sure you bring cans into the city. I'm like, that's well above me, but I'll mention it. It's good. It's good. So we'll see if that one does really well. Yeah, it could possibly be part of our lineup or be a one-off. You know, we do 16-ounce one-off cans. Yeah.
So where is the main brewery?
Main brewing company?
Like, no, where is like the big brewery?
Our main brewery?
Yeah.
So most of our beer is contract brewing, because to meet the demands of New York City, we have to partner up with other local breweries. We've partnered with yeah, exactly. Breweries, yeah, exactly. So we've partnered with breweries in southern Connecticut. Two Roads has helped us out a lot. They've helped us out. Really great brewery too. Wachusett has helped us out.
They have the little testing out back, like you have the main brewery here.
Yep.
And then you go out and go down this thing with all the little hops, and then they have a little testing out the back, so they'll do a lot of one-off stuff.
Yep, exactly.
Sours and things like that they're testing out to see what's gonna fly and what's not gonna fly.
Yep. No, and those guys, and they're really great guys. And they have the sour beers are really unique. What's that? Yeah, have more. Please. We have. You want some watermelon? No, I'm out of watermelon. Sorry. Finish it.
You want more of the THC beer?
The wheat beer? Yeah, I'll have more of the wheat beer.
You guys want a little more?
Yeah.
I'll get you a little more. I'm out of beer right now, but you know what? I got you. Don't worry. What do you guys want? You guys want watermelon?
No, we wanted to have more of the weed beer.
Do you want more 420? Okay. Oh, I'll get a little more 420 for you guys. Yes, I love your questions. Keep them coming.
Do you know anything about, before your time as a rep,
Okay.
but anything about how Montauk,
I've been a rep for a long time, just letting you know. I've worked in the beer industry for about a decade.
Do you remember?
Yeah?
Remember when they did the whole marketing for girls in Montauk, and like apparently it worked, like it took off?
Big time.
Okay.
I know all about that. I know how that happened too.
Can you
Yeah.
give us like the...
Yeah. That's amazing you knew that. Yeah. Oh, I remember that.
I've been doing this a long time too.
Word, yeah, you know your stuff. Yo, that was pretty cool. So Girls was like a hit show on HBO. It was like 7 years ago. About that. Well, I mean, still a pretty popular show, and yeah, they were filming out of Montauk one of the seasons, one of the episodes, and it was truly a chance encounter. I mean, Montauk we were just getting our legs back then, and it was, I don't know, I guess they were filming in town, and Vaughn, the owner and founder, he was, had stumbled upon them and kind of meant like, oh, hey, you guys, I have some beer, we just brewed this is some summer ale. And they were like, oh, yeah, cool, yeah. It became part of the scene. It really was just a random encounter.
It was funny because I remember when it happened, like the beer, I had a beer blog at the time, like, I knew about girls, and it was like such a like. So
Thank you, guys.
It was such a weird tie-in, but I remember it being like it really actually helped with like Montauk's marketing. Like people started asking for Montauk because they
So
saw
much.
it on girls.
Yep. No, that was a huge marketing plug. There was nothing was planned out. That was like it was just a coincidence. Like it was the breweries in Montauk. They were filming in Montauk. Yeah, the girls. You remember that? Yeah, the girls thing was that plug was unreal, and it even accentuated, like I was saying earlier about on Instagram. Instagram was an integral part. The marketing you get from Instagram is unbelievable. Montauk, we use that big time to get us from small till grew a lot in some years. So the girls, that was cool.
So, do you have a new year coming out? Really excited?
You got my mother.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's some. Okay. So Wave Chaser, our flagship beer, our 6.4% IPA. We're turning up Wave Chaser a notch. You'll still be able to get Wave Chaser, but we're going to be getting. We had to change the name. It's Epic Wave IPA. We were gonna call it Epic Wave, but there's a brewery called Epic Brewing Company that gave us a cease and desist. So yeah, I know. Come on, really? It's just Epic Wave IPA, whatever. So that's Big Wave IPA is what we've coined it. And it's all about Chaser Wave. It's a double IPA, 8.2%. It's Wave Chaser just amped up a notch. What's that? Will it arrive soon?
What's Kona going to say?
Oh. Yeah, Kona could come after us too. We'll see. For now, it sounds like we're good on Kona because it's kind of more generic. It's a more generic term. So, Wave Chaser is safe, although it gets called Wave Crasher and all sorts of other stuff. Yeah.
Tiny or juicy, tiny juicy.
Yeah, exactly. The Tiny Juicy series. We used to have a beer called the. Actually, this one's interesting. We used to make a beer called the Juice Box IPA. And it was awesome. It was delicious. Unfortunately, we got a cease and desist about that one too, because it was referencing kids enjoying a juice box and it was alcohol. So yeah, that got shut down. There's a brewery in Connecticut that's doing the same thing. So we'll see when they get shut down from that.
They call this juice box too?
Yeah, they have a juice box IPA, and I'm like, no, we did that like 7 years ago.
We got in trouble for it.
We got in trouble for it.
We had it first.
Exactly.
We got shut down.
We have proof of the cease and desist.
I want it back.
Yeah, let's get that name back.
What?
Yeah, well, crazy world we live in. But yeah, if any last minute questions, but I think I'll wrap up because I really appreciate you guys are a very attentive audience. Great questions, and really appreciate y'all's time and support for the brewery. This was great. Thank you. Thanks everybody. Thanks for everyone at the Hop Shoppe for
Thanks for coming out. Thanks for braving the Staten Island Ferry and all the trials and tribulations of the Staten Island Ferry that we're all used to all the time. Beers are great, very clean tasting, and nice cans.
I mean, I have to say, the 420, it smells so much like weed. Like, if you had that out and, like, a cop walks by and smells it, I know it's legal, but, like, the cop,
yeah.
it just, I mean, if you're in the wrong state and the cop walks by, it really does smell like it.
But luckily, luckily we're in the right state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thank you all for coming out. These beers are awesome. Next month, we will have Beer Club again. Next month is going to be Lawson's Finest Liquids.
Woo! Yeah, I know them.
And the brewery for June will be Other Half. Finally, coming out to Staten Island, showing a little love to Staten Island, Other Half. They never had a rap. They never had a rap. They didn't need to. They didn't need to do these types of things. Now, with more and more competition, they need to show their face a little, which it says something for the industry. You know?